Now to the head baseball coach of BYU baseball, 19th ranked team in the country according to the USA Today Coaches Poll, 22nd in the Writers Poll, and rocking some sweet glasses, Coach.
I never knew how handsome you guys were. I thought you looked like Cabbage Patch Dolls to me until I got these.
Oh my goodness! Your favorite dance move?
Yeah, so it's all good.
No contacts today, or what happened?
No, I'm trying to get used to these. These are new. I didn't realize how bad my vision was until I got these, and it's like, whoa, it's a whole new world. This is awesome.
Okay. Isn't it amazing the detail that's available?
Yeah, I totally forgot.
So when you were a ref, you had bad vision? Is that what you're saying?
I saw double, but that didn't really. It was clear.
You're like, oh, yeah.
That's good.
So Jerem was a fan yesterday at the game and had an interesting perspective.
So I went to the game. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to sit. So I was like, hey, I'll sit on the first row, you know, but behind the bench almost. So I sit down and I said, hey, can I sit here? And a lady said, yeah, if you are nice to my husband on your show. And I said, who's your husband? She said, oh, Mike Littlewood. I was like, oh, hey, Danny, what's up? So she was nice to me, and she allowed me to sit there.
That was really nice for her. She's kind of my bodyguard. And she's the first person to – I know if the umpires aren't doing a great job, she'll be the first ones on it because she gets baseball. I mean, we've been married 30 years and dated a couple years before that. And clear back to American Legion baseball, she's been yelling at umpires, so it's all good.
Did she yell yesterday?
I think I heard her a little bit. Yeah, she was right behind me in that department.
Yeah.
So
because the fun part about sitting on the first row is I can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
For better or worse, right?
Yeah, it was all good yesterday.
Yeah, so it's fun to hear the interaction with the umpires at that point. How do you argue in a productive way? Because I was surprised by how composed you were. You weren't like you were intense but not angry.
Well, I mean, what really gets to me are umpires or officials, doesn't matter, basketball, baseball, doesn't matter, who have egos, who are better than they think they are. And I'm not saying anything specific, but that's just what gets me. If a guy's egotistical but he can back it up and he's really good, I just let him go, because really what we want is a game called fairly on both sides, and he's consistent. Things it wasn't too bad yesterday, but I just thought, one, I looked at the video today and there was a missed call at second base, and I thought there was a swing, so I just wanted to let him know kind of my feelings about the whole thing. And we had a little conversation when I went out to third to extend a little bit, and then it was good after that for the next 6 innings. So we got our emotions out.
Crucial conversations.
Yeah.
Mike Littlewood with us in Studio B, the head baseball coach at BYU. I always enjoy our fourth inning conversations. I don't know how much you enjoy them because you have to coach the game. And you had to pause this for a second. Hey, sorry guys for a second. Colton, move, do this, shift this way. And you were also on headset for the Brennan Anderson catch, which was number 6 on SportsCenter's
awesome.
top 10.
Great catch.
How do you handle balancing all of that in a baseball game?
Well, usually there's not a whole lot to do, but yesterday we had Daniel Schneemann at third base, and so my responsibility is to move infielders. Coach Herring moves the outfielders, and so you kind of have a little bit of an inexperienced guy in Colton Shaver playing first because Chauncey's been out, and we wanted to get Daniel Schneemann some time, so we started him at third base. So I'm kind of just moving those guys, especially with a team like Arizona who likes to drag bunt, push bunt. It was imperative to get those guys in the right spots, and Colton was in the wrong spot, and I just wanted to get him set. But usually there's not a whole lot to do. It's not like basketball where you're coaching every time. A lot of our stuff's done in practice and preparation, and you let them go play. But yesterday with kind of rookie corner guys, it was more imperative that I was in the game just a tad more.
What did you see yesterday in the game that led to Arizona winning 11-5?
Well, I felt like they had a sense of urgency to win. Coach Johnson, who recruited my son to San Diego, so we go way back with him, but he threw their best guy at us. He was their closer, Dahlbeck, All-American third baseman closer, and I think with our RPI being as high as it is, he thought that this was an imperative game for him to win. As he looked to try to get a bit of the regionals and seeding in the regionals. And so I was completely surprised that Dahlbeck went through 135 pitches.
8 innings.
Unbelievable to me. I bet you he hasn't thrown over 40 pitches this year, I'm guessing, but he's come out of the pen. And so we kind of knew that it was not panic time for him, but they had a better pitcher on the mound than we could provide on our side. We didn't pitch it very well. We did all we could on the hitting side to keep up, but ultimately our pitchers threw it up in the zone a little bit too much, and their hitters made us pay for that.
How do you bounce back? Because baseball's so finicky like that. Like it's all situational, and you play so many games. So you kind of got to have this short-term memory.
Yeah.
So you got to start again on Thursday against San Diego. And we'll get into the details of that in just a bit. But how do you bounce back from a loss like that?
Well, and I told our guys in the clubhouse after that we need to forget this game. We didn't play our best. We came out a little flat. Not that they didn't want to be there and didn't compete, because I thought they did. But I felt like Arizona had more of a sense of urgency about the game than we did. And if we just come out and play with our normal intensity and our pitchers do their job out of the pen. And it's funny, just on a side note, I got a couple texts or comments on Twitter like, hey, why didn't you want to throw Rucker? Why didn't Rucker throw?
I was going to ask you to explain that, because there's a reason there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it was kind of I don't want to be rude, but it was kind of an ignorant question, because if you don't follow baseball, Mike Rucker on our team is our opening weekend starter. So yesterday was Mike's bullpen day. So usually in a bullpen, he'll go on the side and throw 25 to 30 pitches and work on different things. But we always give those guys an option if they want to throw in a game, if there's a game that day, to throw in the game. And that's what Mike opted to do. And even though he threw 7 pitches, I don't know how many pitches he threw.
9 or something?
He wanted to go back out for another one, but 20 pitches in a game is much different than 30 pitches on the side. And I'd much rather have him fresh. So he could have gone maybe 2, but that's all. That was his side work for the week. And then we were just trying to piece it together and keep everybody healthy and ready for the weekend.
Conference play greater than non-conference play. That's the idea, right?
Clearly. Yeah, you want to win. I mean, we have huge games on our midweek games. Utah Valley, Arizona, obviously a big game with 2,800 people there. We obviously wanted to win, but not at the expense of running Mike Rucker out there for 7 innings and then not having him for the weekend. I mean, that would be silly.
You got to see the big picture.
Absolutely, yeah.
San Diego comes into town this weekend, and before we get into that, let's roll out our stat of the day.
It's the BYU Sports Nation Stat of the Day.
BYU is an astounding 0-15 against San Diego as a member of the West Coast Conference. Now, several of these games were incredibly close. Your first season, 2-2, 1-1, 3, 2 of those in extra innings.
Yeah, at San Diego.
At San Diego. Chris Bryant, #1 pick in the draft. What is it about San Diego that has been so tough for BYU?
It's amazing. We always play great against Loyola Marymount, and they just beat San Diego 2 out of 3 last week, and they do that pretty much every year. They play well against San Diego. And I think just coming in before I came in, I've never had this with any of my teams. It's almost like, why even play these games? They're going to beat us already. And
wow.
So it's been kind of a culture change. That's the whole thing that we've been trying to do here, is change the culture to where when you walk on the field, you expect to win no matter who it is. And we have that feeling right now, and I feel like we're a team that should win the series against them. You have to come out and prove that, though. But this is the first time, really. Last year we lose. So Chris Bryant beats us on a home run twice, where we had to pitch to him. We were in situations where we had to pitch to him. Obviously, we know when to pitch around people and when not to. But he hurt us, and that's why he's in the big leagues right now. But and last year we have a lead in the 8th, give up a home run with our best guy, who's with the Yankees right now, Colt Mahoney. He comes in the 8th, gives up a home run. We have a lead in the 9th, and then they score again. So, I mean, the gap's closing. We're getting closer, and again, we just have to come out and play the games. That's what it's all about. To us, the 0-15 is, like Blaine Fowler said, we forget all the bad stuff.
Absolutely.
You turned the corner against Pacific, so that was a team that had, in Ralph Zobel, your sports information director's words, had BYU's number. You won 2 of 3 against Pacific. Now you have an opportunity against San Diego to do the same starting on Thursday. I do want to ask you today's Twitter question, which deals with emotions. Thrilling victories, last second. You've experienced a few of those. Getting into the West Coast Conference tournament your first year on a home run, and last year Jarrett Jarvis had a big home run, and then the crushing defeat when Chris Bryant hits the home run against you. What lasts longer in your memory? What evokes the stronger emotion? The
losses, clearly. I mean, last night, I never sleep well after a loss. Last night, if you put it in the big term of the season, in the big picture, last night or yesterday's loss wasn't that big of a deal. It's big because it's a loss, but to me, I mean, the guys woke up today and like, hey, we're still 23-4, whatever we are, they're okay with it. But man, I had nightmares about they took the Portland series away from us, and we lost. Though I mean, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff going through
Then a
my mind.
werewolf had some licorice,
It's
and you took away
different.
the Portland series.
It is
weird.
It's different as a coach than it was as a player.
We need to get you a sleep
Yeah.
therapist or
Yeah.
something. Somebody help
one
Mike
more,
sleep
one more
better.
prescription of
Maybe
Ambien.
those glasses will help you. Yeah. See. and
Yeah,
feel
it's
better.
crazy. So losses for sure.
Mike, good luck against San Diego. We always appreciate the time. Have a good time
Thanks,
talking to
guys.
you, man.
All right, thanks.
That's the
Up
worst
next.
Saturday we've ever had.
I know.
Jeez.
Thanks
Yes,
for bringing that up.
that is-
Appreciate it.
That is the crushing defeat of all stat of the day.
never beaten San Diego. Until this week.
Let's give you some karma for
Yeah,
that. By the way.
karma.
BYU Sports Nation karma.
Extra,
the
'cause he
BYU
put
and
up
Mike
with our
Littlewood.
nonsense.